We have more gymnastics for you today. We are coming to you from TNT Gymnastics and Fitness here in Jacksonville, Florida. And today we are talking all about the back handspring layout step out. Okay, so we just saw the finished product. Ella did an amazing back handspring step out, layout step up on the high beam. It's perfect. And I want to talk about how we get to that point. Today we are going to talk about that back handspring step out, layout step out, because that is the most common way that we perform the layout step out. But really we can use that for back handspring 2-foot layout step out, back handspring step out layout to 2 feet, all kinds of different variations. But the main focus is start at the beginning. I love progressions, especially on balance beam. You want to start out on the floor. If you can't do the skill on the floor really well, you're never going to get to the high beam. So want to start out on a line on the floor. Ella's going to show us another back handspring layout step out right here on the line, and this is how she would work up her progression from the floor to the low beam and eventually the high beam. Okay, for the next progression, you want to move up to a low beam, maybe with some panel mats on either side. Now, a few of the tips that I have with keeping your back handspring layout step out on the beam, these are them. You're going to hear me say this a million times. When you're on the balance beam, keep as many body parts over the beam as possible. That means you don't want to let your arms wander out here. You want to keep them as close in to your body as possible. So when you start out, you want to make sure that you set your body on the path for the most success. That means you have to push really strong out of your legs. Push your legs nice and tight and straight. That's going to get you going in the right direction. Next, use your arms. A lot of times we think about our feet and our legs. We forget about our arms. Make sure they're nice and straight. Pull down strong and keep that core tight. You really want to keep your body within your arms. And then you're going to focus, of course, on the lunge. And that's bringing your arms up nice and tight over the beam and keeping that strong position from your shoulders to your heel, that straight line, that nice lunge. You can, of course, work those lunge drills we've talked about in the previous videos. But those are the things that are going to keep you on the beam. So let's finish up with some of our progressions. The next one, Ella's going to come back and she's going to show us a back handspring layout step out with the panel mats on the low beam. All right, Ella has done such a great job today. Thank you so much, because then I didn't have to put a leotard on and try to do that, which is not going to happen. But this is great because it really shows the progression of the skill. You start out on a line on the floor exercise, move to the low beam with some panel mats, then take the panel mats away. Then move up to the high beam with a bunch of mats and then start taking the mats away. That kind of eases you into the skill so you don't have that fear factor going in. And by the time you're up on the high beam, you've done so many repetitions, you've got it. So let's take another look at Ella doing the back handspring layout step out on the high beam. Just remember, there's a few things that you can always work. Number one, making sure that you have strong legs so you get that good push out from the beginning. Also making sure all your body parts stay over the beam. Work that lunge, because if you are a little off, that lunge is going to save you in the end. And finally, just make sure lots of repetitions. Work it over and over and over, and you've got this.
Thanks so much for tuning in today, and for even more gymnastics how-to videos, make sure that you hit subscribe. And if you want to keep up with everything Shannon Miller, make sure to follow me on all my social media channels.